Welcome to Lit with Ernest, where we dive into the lives and works of the world's most fascinating authors. Born on May 20th, 1799, in Tours, France, Balzac would go on to become one of the most influential writers of his time, leaving an indelible mark on the literary world. Growing up in a family of modest means, Balzac was the eldest of 4 children. His father, Bernard-François Balzac, was a lawyer who had risen to the ranks of the French civil service, and his mother, Anne-Charlotte Laure Salombier, came from a family of craftsmen. This mixed background would later influence Balzac's writing, as he often explored themes of social class and personal identity. Balzac's education began at a local school in Tours, where he excelled academically and developed a passion for reading and writing. In 1814, his family moved to Paris, and Balzac was enrolled in the Lycée Charlemagne, one of the most prestigious schools in the city. It was during this period that he began to develop his writing skills, producing plays, poems, and short stories. After completing his secondary education, Balzac went on to study law at the Sorbonne, but he soon became disenchanted with the subject and turned his attention to writing full-time. His early attempts at writing were met with rejection, and he struggled to make a name for himself in the competitive literary world of Paris. However, he persevered, drawing inspiration from the works of William Shakespeare, Walter Scott, and other great writers. Balzac's breakthrough came with the publication of his novel Les Joannes in 1829, which explored the complexities of French history and society during the Revolution. The book was a critical success, and it established Balzac as a rising star in the literary world. Over the next 2 decades, he would produce some of his most famous works, including Pere Goriot, Eugénie Grandet, and Cousin Bette. One of the key features of Balzac's writing was his innovative use of realism. He believed that literature should reflect the realities of everyday life, with all its complexities and contradictions. His novels are filled with vivid characters, detailed descriptions of settings, and a deep understanding of human psychology. This approach influenced generations of writers, including Gustave Flaubert, Émile Zola, and Marcel Proust. Balzac's work was not without controversy, however. Some critics accused him of being too focused on materialism and social status, while others saw his portrayals of women as limited and stereotypical. And it's true. Balzac's female characters can be a bit one-dimensional at times. However, it's also important to remember that he was writing in a different time with different social norms and expectations. Despite these limitations, Balzac's legacy is undeniable. As we navigate our own complex world, Balzac's work reminds us that literature has the power to challenge our assumptions, to make us see the world in a new light, and to connect us with others across time and space. As the first always say, good literature is like a well-crafted fishing net. It catches us off guard and reveals the depths of our own humanity. Balzac's work does just that, with its unsparing portrayals of life's complexities and contradictions. So, if you're looking for a writer who will challenge your assumptions and make you see the world in a new light, then Balzac is your man. But what about his personal life? What kind of person was Balzac, beyond his writing? Well, he was known to be a charismatic figure, with a quick wit and a sharp tongue. He was a prolific letter writer, and his correspondence with friends and acquaintances offers a fascinating glimpse into his thoughts and feelings. He was also a bit of an eccentric, with a fondness for elaborate clothing and a penchant for getting into debt. Despite his personal flaws, Balzac remained committed to his art, pouring his heart and soul into his writing until the very end. That's all for today's Lit with Ernest. Like this episode if it hit true. Share it if you respect honest talk about books. Subscribe, because we'll do this again. This is Ernest, signing off.